Have you ever noticed that your feet feel like blocks of ice even when you're wrapped in a warm blanket? Or perhaps you've experienced that nagging, heavy tiredness in your calves after just a short walk to the mailbox. If you are over the age of 60, these aren't just annoying signs of getting older. They are urgent distress signals from your circulatory system, warning you that your blood is struggling to reach your lower extremities, and ignoring these signs is like ignoring a foundation crack in a house that's slowly shifting. Today, I am going to reveal one specific, scientifically backed drink that can significantly increase the blood flow in your legs almost immediately. But more importantly, I'm going to explain the biological why behind your vascular health so you can reclaim the mobility and energy you thought were gone forever. Most people assume that poor circulation is just an inevitable part of the aging process, but that is a dangerous misconception because your vascular system is remarkably responsive to the right nutritional interventions, and the specific drink we are discussing today focuses on a molecule called nitric oxide. As we cross the threshold of 60, our blood vessels naturally begin to lose their elasticity, a process known as arterial stiffness, and the inner lining of our arteries, called the endothelium, produce the log vital I gases C needed to keep our blood moving smoothly. This leads to a persistent drop in oxygen delivery to your leg muscles, which is why you might experience that nagging tightness or even those painful nighttime cramps that wake you out of a deep sleep. Nitric oxide acts as a natural vasodilator, meaning it signals the smooth muscles surrounding your arteries to relax and expand, effectively widening the pipes through which your blood flows and allowing a rush of oxygen, rich blood, to reach your calves, ankles, and toes. The primary ingredient in this powerhouse drink is the humble beetroot, but before you dismiss this as just another vegetable, you must understand that beets are one of the world's most concentrated sources of inorganic nitrates. When you consume these nitrates, a fascinating chemical reaction begins right in your mouth where specialized bacteria convert nitrates into nitrites, which are then further processed in your stomach and blood into that precious nitric oxide I mentioned earlier. This isn't just theory. Numerous clinical trials have shown that drinking concentrated beetroot juice can improve exercise tolerance in seniors and significantly reduce the symptoms of peripheral artery disease by lowering the pressure your heart has to work against. However, simply juicing a beet isn't the whole story, because to maximize the blood flow boosting effects for someone over 60, you need to combine it with specific co-factors like vitamin C and healthy fats to ensure the nutrients are actually absorbed into your system. Think of your circulatory system as a vast highway network. As the years pass, some of the lanes get blocked by debris or the pavement begins to crack, and what we are doing with this drink is essentially a rapid response repair crew that clears the lanes and resurfaces the road. To make this drink truly effective for senior health, you want to blend about half a cup of raw beets with a slice of fresh ginger and a squeeze of lemon. The ginger is a critical secondary ingredient because it contains gingerols, which act as a natural blood thinner to prevent the sluggish, sludge-like blood consistency that often plagues those with sedentary lifestyles. Lemon provides the vitamin C necessary to protect the nitric oxide molecules from breaking down too quickly in the bloodstream, ensuring the dilation effect lasts for several hours rather than just a few minutes. But beyond just the beetroot, we have to look at the role of hydration and electrolytes, because thick, dehydrated blood is much harder for your heart to pump through those narrowing vessels in your lower limbs. This is why adding a pinch of high-quality sea salt or a splash of coconut water to your routine can change the viscosity of your blood, making it slippery enough to glide through even the smallest capillaries. You might be wondering why the focus is specifically on the legs, and the reason is gravity. Your heart has to work significantly harder to pump blood back up from your feet against the constant pull of the earth, and if your veins are weak or your arteries are constricted, the blood begins to pool, leading to swelling, varicose veins, and a sense of lethargy. By focusing on increasing the diameter of the arteries through nitrate supplementation, you are essentially giving your heart a much-needed break and ensuring that every cell in your lower body is being bathed in the nutrients it needs to repair itself. It is also vital to address what many seniors do wrong, which is relying solely on medication while ignoring the mechanical and nutritional ways to assist blood flow. For example, many people sit for hours at a time, which creates a physical kink in the femoral artery, further restricting the very flow we are trying to encourage. When you combine the specific drink I'm recommending with short, frequent bursts of movement, you create a muscle pump effect that works in tandem with the chemical vasodilation. We also need to talk about the timing of this drink. For the best results in your legs, you should consume this mixture about 30 to 60 minutes before you plan on being active, whether that's a walk in the park or just doing household chores, because that is when the nitric oxide levels in your plasma will peak. It is also important to note that you should avoid using antibacterial mouthwash immediately after drinking your beet juice, as those mouthwashes kill the very bacteria on your tongue that are required to convert the nitrates into the active form that helps your blood vessels. This is a common mistake that renders the entire process useless. As we dive deeper into the science of senior health, we realize that the health of your legs is a direct reflection of the health of your heart. If the blood isn't moving well down there, it's likely not moving optimally through your brain or your kidneys either. Beyond the beetroot, you should also consider incorporating pomegranate juice into this protocol, as pomegranates are loaded with polyphenols that shield the lining of your arteries from oxidative stress. The beauty of this approach is that it is a systemic solution to a localized problem. When you take these steps, you aren't just helping your legs, you are lowering your overall blood pressure and reducing the workload on your entire cardiovascular tree. You should also be aware of the what not to do category, which includes consuming excessive amounts of processed sugars and trans fats that cause immediate inflammation in the endothelial lining, causing your vessels to snap shut and stay constricted for hours. By replacing a morning coffee or a sugary soda with this circulation boosting tonic, you are flipping a switch from a state of constriction to a state of flow. We must also consider the role of temperature. Cold weather naturally causes vasoconstriction, which is why seniors often feel more leg pain in the winter. This drink acts as an internal heater by opening those vessels back up. It is truly remarkable how quickly the human body can respond to these changes even in our 60s, 70s, and 80s. I have seen individuals who could barely walk to their mailbox without pain start to experience a renewed sense of freedom simply by being consistent with these nutritional strategies. Another secret ingredient to consider adding to your regimen is L-arginine and L-citrulline, which are amino acids found in foods like watermelon and walnuts. These serve as the raw fuel for nitric oxide production, acting as a secondary support system to the nitrates in your beet drink. If you find the taste of beets too earthy, you can mask it with a bit of apple or carrot, which also provide additional antioxidants to keep your vein walls flexible. Remember that consistency is the key. Drinking this once won't fix years of arterial stiffness, but making it a daily ritual will begin to remodel your vascular health from the inside out. You have to be the guardian of your own circulation, and that starts with the very next thing you choose to drink. Think of your body as a high-performance machine that has simply been using the wrong grade of fuel for a few decades. Once you provide the nitrates, the antioxidants, and the hydration your system craves, the engine of your circulatory system starts to hum with efficiency once again. You'll notice that the swelling in your ankles begins to subside, the skin on your legs looks healthier and less translucent, and those pins and needles as sensations start to fade away. It's about more than just avoiding pain. It's about maintaining the independence that comes with strong, mobile legs. We also need to touch upon the importance of magnesium, which can be found in dark leafy greens, often juiced alongside beets. Magnesium is the ultimate relaxer for your vascular system, preventing the spasms that lead to leg cramps. When you combine magnesium, nitrates, and vitamin C, you are essentially creating a liquid stent that keeps your vessels open and clear. It's also important to manage your salt intake, not by avoiding it entirely, but by choosing mineral-rich salts that support fluid balance rather than causing water retention. As you integrate this drink into your lifestyle, pay attention to how your body responds. You might find that you no longer need that afternoon nap because your brain is finally getting the oxygen it was being starved of. The legs are often called the second heart because the calf muscles play such a huge role in pushing blood back up to the chest. But those muscles can't do their job if the arteries feeding them are narrow and clogged. By drinking this beetroot-based tonic, you are ensuring that the second heart has the fuel it needs to keep the cycle going. This holistic approach to blood flow is the most effective way to ensure that your golden years are spent moving and exploring, rather than sitting and suffering. To recap, increasing blood flow in your legs after 60 is a three-pillar process. You must provide the chemical triggers for vasodilation through nitrate-rich drinks. You must maintain blood quality through proper hydration and ginger-based anti-inflammatories, and you must mechanically support the system through movement and avoiding prolonged sitting. If you start incorporating this daily beetroot, ginger, and lemon tonic while staying mindful of your activity levels, you will feel a dramatic difference in your warmth, mobility, and overall leg comfort within just a few weeks. If you found this information valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let me know in the comments what topic you want to see next.